And all right, we could see and hear perfect. Everyone is here. Thank you guys again for being here and welcome to the Full Spectrum Money Manifestation Masterclass. So, I am going to go ahead and share my screen with you now. See if I have anyone else popping in. And we will go ahead and get started. All right, so again, welcome to the masterclass. Thank you guys so much for being here and taking time out of your day to learn a little bit about manifestation and how you can really change your mindset and abundance in 2026. So let's dive right in. So, for those of you that are new to my world, I am Melissa Conkling. I'm a spiritual hypnotist and manifestation mentor. I'm a certified hypnotist, NLP practitioner, and life coach through the ICBCH since 2019. I started with hypnosis and then kind of grew from there and did my NLP certification and life coach certification. The ICBCH, in case you are not familiar with it, is the International Certification Board of Coaches and Hypnotists. It's really hypnosis focused and really uh, gives a much more well-rounded education about hypnosis than a lot of others that I have seen out there. So if anyone is interested in learning more about hypnosis, highly recommend a lot of their instructors. If you want to learn more, just reach out to me about that. Side note. Anyway, I have also been recognized from pretty much the beginning of my career as a hypnotist as one of the 10 best hypnotists by Natural Nutmeg Magazine and their Reader's Choice Awards, and that was since 2020, which was my first full year as a hypnotist. I am also the author of The Creative Alchemist Manifestation Method, which, if you are interested in checking this out, it is free on Kindle this week only, so go check it out. And also, I have helped hundreds of clients manifest their goals with the help of hypnosis. Everything from quitting smoking to overcoming fears and phobias to releasing unwanted weight. It all comes down to using the power of your mind to change your reality. And that's really what hypnosis is. And it's also what manifestation is. So that is a little bit about what I do on the work side. On a personal level, I love cats. Mine is running around here somewhere. She may join us at some point in time tonight. I also love the beach, and I am lucky enough to live about 10 minutes from a nice beach here in Connecticut. I am a writer, as I mentioned my book, and I'm working on my next book now, which is actually going to be based on the program I'm running in January. I also have a master's degree in theater with a focus on creative development and writing new works. And I am into all sorts of woo-woo spiritual stuff, which I bring into my business all the time. So that is just a little bit about me. I think I saw something in the chat. Okay, perfect. Making sure I have everyone in here. I thought I saw someone hopping in. Thank you, Tawanda. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, PJ. Thank you, Todd, for all being here tonight. And let's move on. So, here's what to expect from today's masterclass. Like I said, we're all quite busy at this time of year, so I'm going to get straight to it. We're going to go through things kind of quickly. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I may not see them as I'm going through everything, but I will make sure I get to them before we get off the call tonight. So what to expect from today's call? First of all, we are going to go over the four most common money manifestation mistakes. And we are also going to talk about full spectrum manifestation, what it is, and my six-step full spectrum manifestation framework. And we are also going to do a very quick activation to move you forward right away. Because this is not just about learning. Manifestation is never just about learning. It's about doing an action and actually, you know, making that shift right now. Because all manifestation, PJ, you are going to love this, happens in the now. You can't just learn about it and expect it to work. You have to actually put it into practice. So we are going to do that tonight before you get off the call. Someone else is here. So, I will also be sharing a little bit about my 30-day program, which is beginning on January 1st. It's called the Soul Aligned New Year. I am going to put the link for this in the chat right now. So if, as we're talking about it, you decide you want to learn more or decide you want to jump in, the link is there for you immediately. So there it is. Feel free to check it out as we're going through everything. And now, before we go any further, let's go ahead and get grounded. This is something with all sorts of spiritual stuff, a lot of people kind of overlook because we're so up in our heads, getting in touch with our intuition and our spiritual sides, that we forget to be grounded in the physical body. And this is super, super important for manifestation because manifestation isn't just about thoughts. It's about taking our thoughts and making them a physical reality. So becoming grounded, staying grounded is super important to help with your manifestation. So, just for a few moments, if you can, if it's safe for you, just go ahead and close your eyes and begin slowing down your breathing and tune into your breath, tune into your body. And now, just as you are relaxing, breathing in and out deeply and slowly, bring all your attention and all your awareness to the root of your spine. And imagine that there at the root of your spine, there's a beautiful ball of red light. And this light begins to shimmer and swirl, shifting around in a perfect clockwise direction. And as you focus in on this space, allow yourself to feel safe, secure, and grounded, allowing this red light to envelop you, surrounding all of you now, keeping you rooted and grounded, safe and secure in your body, in your mind, and in your spirit. And allow yourself to take in as much of this red energy as you need. And when you're ready, just rub your hands together, come back to the here and now with me. And we are going to go ahead and get started. So, question, before I go any further, I want to know if you had absolutely no doubts that you could do it, what would you want to manifest most in the next 30 days? And as you guys answered this question in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about my journey with manifestation and how I got to where I am now. So go ahead and tell me what it is you want to manifest now, and I will tell you a little bit more about my journey. So, like a lot of people, I really discovered manifestation back in 2007 when The Secret came out, when it was on the Oprah Winfrey Show, particularly. It was such a strong, vivid memory for me of when I got home from work one day and my roommate at the time had either recorded something or she knew it was coming up and she was like, Melissa, you are going to love this. I haven't even watched it yet, but you're going to love it. I heard a little bit about it. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll check it out. Had no idea what she was going to show me, what it was about, no clue at all. Turn it on, and it was Rhonda Byrne, the author and creator of The Secret, talking all about her book and movie. And I was so instantly intrigued and I just began to learn as much as I could about manifestation. Now, at this point in time, I had already been doing a ton of spiritual searching, really learning more about soul contracts and your life purpose and astrology and all of these other things, tarot, all this stuff. But all of this stuff that I learned, I had never really encountered the idea of manifestation before. So once I started really digging into this, I knew that there was something to it, but I also felt like there was something more. So I ended up learning more, really discovered Abraham Hicks, which is a lot of what The Secret is based on, one of my favorite manifestation authors originally. They have kind of evolved as everyone does over time and doesn't quite resonate with me now as much as it used to, but everyone is constantly evolving and changing. Um, but I kept finding all of these different sources on manifestation, and like anything I could find, anything I could get my hands on, I kind of devoured it. And after years of basically trying every technique and reading every book I could get my hands on with varying results, but never really anything all that impressive, I was beginning to get a little frustrated. But it was also working on this slow little level. But here's what happened. In 2021, as I had begun my business as a hypnotist, I was using manifestation techniques throughout everything. And I was finding that I would have moments where I would like kind of go full force and everything would fall into place perfectly, and moments where everything would just kind of like dry up. And it as these moments of drying up were happening as I was getting ready to leave my full-time job to do hypnosis full time, I started getting into a little bit of a panic mode and getting into this manic manifesting where I was just like forcing the practices so hard, trying to make everything work. And it was totally backfiring because manifestation is really all about receiving and about flow and about trusting your intuition. And I was trying to force everything so much. And it was because I was trying everyone else's practices and I was trying to find the perfect way to do everything. I was trying to do almost too much. It was kind of like because everyone out there says they have the one secret, I was like, well, I'll just try all of them then and it will all work. And what I found through this process is that all of the practices do work when they are aligned with you. And that is when I finally broke out of the mold of only relying on other people's practices. So, as I realized that they all work, but not necessarily for everyone, I began piecing together a new manifestation method using my knowledge as a hypnotist and about the subconscious mind, as well as all of the spiritual stuff I had learned over the years, and also everything I knew about manifestation, particularly. And after a few weeks, I had created a practice that I absolutely loved and turned it into my book. Within weeks of uh, really honing in this practice and doing it regularly, my results started to absolutely skyrocket. I landed a new job that pays more than my previous job, is less demanding, and allows me the time to grow my business on the side. I began dating my soulmate. I wrote my first book in less than 10 days. I manifested all of the money I needed to self-publish that book and have it edited and formatted and all that good stuff. That book then became a number one new release and bestseller in several categories. In the very following month, I manifested my first 10K month after being in business for a few years at that point in time. Then I also moved into an amazing brand new home, which was exactly what I was looking for. And the crazy thing is, it all happened so effortlessly. Like, I would just do one thing and the next step would reveal itself. I'd take one tiny little step this way and the next thing would reveal itself. It became so simple and effortless that that's actually why I wrote my book on the manifestation method. So that's a little bit about how I got here. However, one thing I realized is that most manifestation methods in general, really only focus on one part of the human experience. They focus on mindset or strategy. They focus on money or relationships. And for years, I was chasing these other strategies, chasing the mindset work, the high vibe, positive stuff, and nothing really quite clicked. And it always felt like something was missing. And it's because something was missing. True transformation doesn't happen from doing more. It comes from aligning your subconscious, your energy, and your identity and your manifestation practice with the version of you that naturally receives more. And when I began weaving together my subconscious programming with hypnosis, my intuitive manifestation practice, and soul aligned action, everything shifted. That's when I started getting those results. And not only those results, but I started having more clarity, more confidence, and abundance began to show up with ease, and it still shows up with ease more and more and more. And now I get to guide other spiritual entrepreneurs and spiritual seekers on their manifestation journey, which is what the Soul Aligned New Year, my 30-day program, is all about. Because the truth is, you are multifaceted. Manifesting in just one aspect is never really going to give you the results you want, and it's not going to give you the fulfillment and happiness you desire. To create a multifaceted life, you also have to have a multifaceted manifestation practice. So let's dive in now to the four biggest money manifestation mistakes. But before we do, I'm going to check the chat to see what it is everybody wants to manifest. A place of my own again. Perfect. So that you can have time and space to run your business. Perfect. $10,000 months. Perfect. We're going to get into that. An aligned business that doesn't burn me out. That is so key. Actually, when I was, as I mentioned, I had left my previous job to do hypnosis full time. What I found was that I was doing hypnosis for things that I didn't necessarily love. And the hypnosis itself wasn't burning me out, but promoting it and marketing it was, because it wasn't something I was enthusiastic about. When you are enthusiastic about your business, it doesn't burn you out quite as much. So that's why what I like to focus on is purpose-driven manifestation. So it's in alignment with what is best for you, not just what's going to make you the most money, because the most money might end up being what burns you out. So it's finding that perfect balance for you. More money, more money. All right. So let's talk about the biggest money manifestation mistakes people are making. So, mistake number one, trying to manifest only with the conscious mind. Here's the thing. We have two main parts of our mind. We have our conscious mind, which is our logical thinking, doing mind, the part of your mind that got you here on time today. And then we have our subconscious mind. It's that underneath the surface, kind of running the show. Now, our conscious mind makes up about 5 to 10% of your mind power. The rest, the other 90 to 95%, is your subconscious mind. That is the part of your mind that we are actually manifesting with. But so many people try to manifest only with your conscious mind and try to manifest almost through like repetition. And yes, your subconscious mind can learn through repetition, but it takes a whole lot longer for that to happen. However, hypnosis is a little shortcut to rewire your subconscious programming so much faster. And this is why affirmations, while they work with the repetition, they don't work if part of your subconscious mind, as you're saying, I am worthy of money, if subconsciously you're like, no, I'm not, those affirmations will never overpower that subconscious programming that you have. And that's why when you are only manifesting with your conscious mind, you are not doing the reprogramming on the subconscious level that is going to get you the results you want. And we're doing all of these practices not just for fun, we're doing them so we can receive the money we desire, right? And the fact is, willpower, also, like sticking to that strategy, showing up day after day, does have its limits. And you ever know those people, I used to be one of them, where they show up consistently every day for something, whatever it is. Like for me, it used to be working out. I love working out. I actually enjoy exercising. I just don't have time for it right now. But people used to say to me, I wish I had your willpower, when I would like share on social media about like walking 3 miles today and doing this workout and that workout and the other thing. And people would always say, I wish I had your willpower. But the thing is, for me, it wasn't about willpower because I enjoyed it. So, what we perceive from the outside as someone else having willpower, most of the time, they are actually doing things that they enjoy. So, they're not actually relying on willpower at all because they enjoy doing it. When we are forcing ourselves to do things that we don't enjoy, that's when we have to rely on willpower, and that's when burnout happens. So, when we instead rely on things that we're actually passionate about and enjoy doing and actually fulfill us, we actually show up and it doesn't burn us out because we're enjoying the process. So that is why relying only on your conscious mind can backfire with manifestation. Mistake number two, focusing mainly on the dollar amount. Now, the truth is, you don't manifest the money itself. Everyone out there is trying to manifest 10K months. I know someone said that here, and I have done it myself. Absolutely. They're trying to manifest $1 million years, even $1 million months. But the fact is, they're so focused on just the dollar amount that they're missing one huge, very important factor. You don't manifest the money itself. You manifest what that money is going to afford you, what you're going to do with the money, how that money is going to change your life, how you're going to feel when you have that money. So, when you focus on the feeling and the outcome, the actual transformation that having money is going to provide you, you begin to match the energy of the money that you desire. And it may actually be a different sum of money than you think it is. So often people are trying to manifest that 10K month, but maybe really they need 8K or maybe they need 15K to really live the lifestyle they want. But they're so focused on the 10K because, quite frankly, in the coaching business and entrepreneurial world, we're told that that's what we're supposed to want. But sometimes what we really desire is something different. So when you focus only on the dollar amount, on the money, the underlying feelings don't necessarily shift. You may attract that 10K month and still feel that scarcity mindset. You may still feel like, well, what if it doesn't last? What if I don't do it again? Where are my next clients going to come from? And that's because you still have that scarcity mindset. You need to ease into that feeling of safety and security with money so you can attract money, so you can receive money. Matching that desire of abundance and security is so important to manifesting money, but it's not about the dollar amount itself. It's about the feelings and the life that the money is going to afford you. So, as you are manifesting that 10K month, really ask yourself, what is this going to feel like for me? What do I believe a 10K month will feel like for me? And really start working from there. How is it going to actually change your life? What's the actual transformation aside from the dollar amount in your bank account? Mistake number three, and we've hinted on this a little bit, not addressing subconscious resistance. Now, I have talked about the idea of your conscious mind being 5 to 10% of your mind power and your subconscious mind being the other 90 to 95%. Now, our subconscious mind is in charge of our beliefs and our feelings. It's in charge of our habits and what we're doing from day to day. It's in charge of our negative feelings that we may have about money. And it's in charge of those hidden patterns that are running our show from day to day. And if we are not addressing the subconscious resistance, it's never going to go away just on its own. This is why hypnosis paired with manifestation is so, so powerful because you can really start to address that subconscious resistance at the core so you can finally begin to have your mindset on a deep inner level matching what you truly desire. Because if you're doing all of the things, all of the manifestation practices, all of the strategy, all of the stuff that you're supposed to be doing, if you're not seeing the results that you desire and that you've hoped for, it's almost always because you have some sort of subconscious resistance under the surface that you may or may not even be aware of. So, if you're doing the practices, haven't gotten anywhere yet, it's time to look at the subconscious resistance that may be there. And mistake number four, manifesting in only one area of your life at a time. I see this all the time. I personally was guilty of it in the beginning myself. Now, here is the biggest thing. Everyone is always focusing on money or business or love. And I kind of always think, like, I'll do this first, then I'll go to that one, and then I'll get the other stuff. But when you do that, here's what happens. You begin to feel torn. You feel torn. You're like, but what about, I kind of want to do that too. So you end up like getting that shiny object syndrome with what your goals are, what you're trying to manifest. So you switch up your practice. Now, here's the thing. You don't need to only manifest one thing at a time. You can manifest it all at one time. And I personally believe that you should. And I believe manifestation is more powerful when you do, because when you are manifesting from your whole self in all parts of your life, it's aligned for you and you don't feel torn in different directions. So you don't like give up on one thing to chase another. You know that you can do it all at one time, and it's just adding a tiny little extra thing to your daily routine. It's not even this huge effort. It's not like you have to do a whole separate manifestation practice for each thing you're manifesting. It's like just one little tweak because so much of it is about your energy and the way it's going to make you feel. And all of these different parts of your life, chances are all adding up to a similar feeling that you want to manifest. And that similar energy and vibration is going to attract it all. So, getting clear on manifesting in different parts of your life all at one time helps you to manifest also in every other area of your life because it's just increasing your all around vibration. So, those are the main four mistakes that people are making with manifestation and particularly with manifesting money. Now, why do these mistakes happen? Often it's from trying random manifestation methods like I used to, trying everything I could get my hands on and often being misguided. It's from relying on force instead of alignment, like I mentioned the manic manifesting before, where you're trying everything and trying to force it so much to make manifestation happen. It's from focusing on the output instead of your internal coherence, focusing on just doing the practice to get through the practice rather than actually letting it take effect on your mindset and on your energy on a subconscious level. It also comes from ego-driven goal setting. Um, that surface level, what we think we're supposed to want. Like even so often it's that 10K month thing. Like, who told you you wanted 10K months? Do you really deep down want a 10K month, or do you just think you should? Or do you think that that's what the next logical step for you is? And that may not even like I'm talking about money, but that could also be with relationships that like I'm supposed to get married and have kids now. I'm supposed to retire by the time I'm whatever age. Like all of these different things of what we're supposed to do, thinking out of that fear-based herd mentality can often keep us from manifesting what's in alignment for us. And of course, the lack of the full spectrum manifestation education, like not even understanding how to do it all at once. Because so many people, when they're working with manifestation, they only focus on the strategies, or they only focus on the energy, or they focus on the mindset. Most people don't incorporate all of it. But fortunately, with hypnosis, I am able to do it all, which is great. So let's talk about what is full spectrum manifestation. And of course, if you have any questions, please let me know. Um, because I know I'm going through a lot of stuff quickly. So my full spectrum manifestation framework is six pillars. It's clarity, energy, your subconscious mind, release, action, and integration. So, full spectrum manifestation is the art of really creating your reality in all aspects of life with all aspects of your being, mind, body, and spirit, and not just in one part of your life. So it's these six pillars, and we'll go through them quickly. Pillar one, conscious clarity. What do you really want and why? This is the first pillar for what might seem like an obvious reason. If you don't know what you want to manifest, how can you manifest it? But the truth is, almost every manifestation source out there. I have dozens of manifestation books, and I was actually blown away by this when I had this realization a couple years. Most of them, and this includes programs and courses on manifestation as well, gloss over the part of what it is you're manifesting because they are assuming that you are coming to them knowing what you want to manifest and knowing that it's an alignment for you. But as a hypnotist, I have seen time and time again that clients think they know what they want. They think that they know what they're supposed to do, but they almost always don't. They know what they think they should want. They know what they think they should do. And this is where the clarity on not just a being clear about the phrasing of your goals, but being really clear and aligned is so important. And this is where you get in touch with your soul desires instead of ego desires. It's building that specificity so you know what direction you're going in. And it all begins with that simple question, how do I want to feel in my life? So go ahead and put in the chat, how do you want to feel in 2026? Share that with us now, because that is how you are going to start manifesting it immediately. Pillar two, energetic alignment, because your emotions, which is part of your subconscious mind, is leading to your frequency. We have gratitude and presence and embodiment, and using all of these to really get our energy and our emotions to match that frequency of our desires. So when you align this inner energetic state with your outer desires, that's when manifestation really begins. So Stephanie wants to feel calm, Todd wants freedom. Perfect. Anything else? And pillar three is the subconscious reprogramming. This is really probably the most important part, because if that subconscious programming, what's running beneath the surface, is not in alignment with your desires and holding back your energy from matching your desires, you will never really be able to achieve them, because you have to believe on a subconscious level that you are worthy of receiving your desires, you are able to receive your desires, that it's possible for you. If you don't believe this, you will always have that little voice in the back of your head saying, nope, that's not going to happen. And it will override all of the manifestation practices. This is why subconscious reprogramming is so, so important. And it's such a big part of what we do in the Soul Aligned New Year. Pillar four, releasing resistance. Now, this is getting rid of the fear of what if we're doing something different? What if we're going really big? What if we have to be seen more in our business? Getting rid of the doubts of what if I'm not really good enough at this yet? Getting rid of those old identities of thinking, oh, well, I'll just do this background thing instead, kind of settling for that, like close enough to what you really want, but not the real thing. Kind of like, and I feel like this happens so often as a theater person. It's something I personally did as well. But it's like the person who wants to be an actor, but they settle for working behind this, like backstage instead. That they're close enough to it, but they're not really doing the thing they desire so much and that their heart really wants to do. So believing that you can, getting rid of that old identity of playing small, letting go of your ego and learning to ease into trusting your higher self. And of course, clearing energetic and emotional blocks, letting go of perfectionism, letting go of expectations. All of this form of resistance is going to help you receive your desires. And the great thing is it doesn't have to take as long as everyone thinks it does. Everyone thinks that this is like this like huge undertaking. And the fact is, yes, you need to maintain it, but it doesn't have to take as long. And that's why hypnosis is so powerful, because it helps you do it quickly, it helps it last, and it helps you really move forward so much faster than doing the affirmation and affirmation, doing the constant mindset work. The hypnosis and subconscious reprogramming helps you release this resistance way faster than anything else. And pillar five, receiving, which is what we're really all about, because that's when we have manifested, and inspired action. These things are so important, and receiving is really a skill. It's something that we can all work on and we can all practice, and it doesn't have to be super hard. This is also where you start learning to trust your intuition and trust those nudges to move you in that soul aligned direction. And it helps you to let things unfold, let things flow instead of forcing things to happen. And pillar six is all about reflection and integration. This is where you realign to make sure your goals are still in line with your purpose and really begin to integrate everything into your life and refine, redirect your practice if you need to, refine what it is you want to include in your daily practice, what your goals are, all that kind of stuff. And it all is designed to help you receive more and more in alignment with your purpose. So those are the six pillars. And now we are going to do a quick mini activation. So go ahead and start getting comfortable as we do this. And as you do, just begin to slow down your breathing. And I'm going to take a sip of water because I've been talking a lot. All right, so now that you are comfortable, if it is safe for you, go ahead and close your eyes gently. If you don't want to close your eyes, that is fine too. If you want to come back to this later, that is also fine. This is definitely one of those practices that you want to spend a few minutes on, so do it when you have the time. But let's go ahead and get started. So, as you begin slowing down your breathing, just tune into your body. Let go of any negative energy that may be there, any negative thoughts, allowing yourself to feel nice and relaxed and neutral. And now, with your eyes closed, imagine in front of you is a circle on the ground. And the circle's about, the size of a hula hoop or so, something large enough for you to stand inside. And imagine how it is you want to feel in 2026, that feeling of calm, that feeling of freedom, happiness, safety and security, abundance, whatever it is for you. And imagine that in this circle, it's beginning to fill with this feeling. Perhaps it has a color, perhaps it has a texture, maybe even a temperature. And as you begin projecting this feeling inside this circle, it begins to fill up like a column. And this column is filling with this feeling. And as you project this feeling into the middle of this circle, into this column, you realize that you have the ability to turn the volume up on this feeling. So now you turn it all the way up to a 10 out of 10. And when you are satisfied that this column is filled with this feeling as much as it possibly can be, go ahead and step inside the circle and allow this feeling to fill your body. Perhaps you feel it seeping through your skin. Maybe it begins to fill up your body as though you're the column. However you imagine it is perfect. Maybe it's flowing down from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. And feel what it actually feels like to be in this feeling of safety, of freedom, of calmness, of abundance. And take a few moments to just feel this feeling. Notice how your body feels. Notice the expression on your face. And now step outside of the circle and allow yourself to come back to a nice neutral feeling again. It's as though that feeling kind of drains out of you, just coming back to a nice neutral, kind of like a saltine cracker state. And now, once again, with that column still full of that feeling, step back inside it and allow it to fill your body again. Perhaps you even feel it tingling through your body, feeling that vibration of that energy. And just feel into this for a moment. And now step back outside the circle, coming back to a nice neutral position, neutral vibration. It may be a little hard to let go of because it feels good. But as you come back to the neutral feeling, you notice that you can take it with you. You may notice it lingering a little bit. And you also notice that you can fold up that circle and put it in your pocket, and you can close your eyes and step into this circle anytime you choose. Because this is something we did in about 3 minutes together, and you can do it anytime you choose to do this and really fill yourself with that energy that you want for 2026. So come back to the here and now. Let me know how that was for you. What you likely realized and experienced in this, you probably felt that shift. I know for me, I was kind of doing it along with everyone. I really felt the tingling in my body, like I felt my vibration shifting. And it feels different because this sort of alignment with the feeling that you want to feel, it's internal. It becomes part of your body. It changes you on a cellular level. It's not just external. It's not just in your head. It's filling your entire body. It was hard to tone down the feeling because there was so much. Hmm. Stephanie, as far as doing something wrong, it's probably everyone has different learning types. This is a very kinesthetic uh, exercise, so you're probably just more a visual person or auditory person rather than kinesthetic. So, with that being known, know that lean into that. You can do the same practice just using visuals or using a sound or something else that works for you. Lean into whatever senses work best for you. And this is something that we actually get into in the 30-day program is learning to know which senses work best for us and how to lean into them. So your intuition, when you're doing this, begins to respond quickly. So you get this idea of what this feeling feels like, and you begin to build your goals around the feeling rather than the external. And that is really what full spectrum manifestation is about. Reading a meditation can be as useful as listening to it. It depends on how you are reading. So, reading in itself can be hypnotic. It activates your imagination, but it depends on how you are taking it in. If you are Okay, so listening doesn't do a lot for you usually. I am going to guess if, especially because you're telling me you're reading and can kind of do it that way, you are probably a visual person. Are you able to visualize or no? Because, and it may be that you just need to learn to activate that part of your mind. Because so often you might be relying too much on logic that's kind of overpowering it. So learning to ease into all of your senses a little bit more might help you a ton. I will share a practice with you because I have something for you that will help with that. So it's a logic thing. So yes, that's why learning to get in touch with your intuition in the way that it's through the senses of your body is so, so helpful. And that's a big part of the program. So I'm going to share one of the exercises with you because I think it will help you a ton. It's really about learning to tune into your intuition through your senses. So here's what keeps people stuck. It's the inconsistency, it's the misalignment, fragmented manifestation. It's like you start doing a manifestation, life gets in the way, you forget about it, or you don't get the results of your goals that you want right away, so you give up. Or maybe your goals don't feel right. Maybe you notice that your goal feels misaligned, but you keep going forward with it anyway because someone told you you're supposed to. And when you do this, that part of you that wants something else is always going to nudge you in a different direction. So that's why being honest about what your true goals are is so important for manifestation. So, and of course, the fragmented manifestation when you're only doing one part of the manifestation, when you're only manifesting in one part of your life, or only doing the mindset, or only doing the conscious mind work, everything else is going to feel a little out of alignment. So this is all about getting alignment. And when you're starting out with manifestation or taking on bigger and bigger goals, also having that structure and support and encouragement along the way can make a huge, huge difference because so often when people feel like they're not doing things right, they just give up. But there's always a way to tweak anything for it to work for you. And that's why having that support and structure can help you on the journey. So, this is what all becomes possible. So, my results when I did this 30-day program last January, because I did it right alongside my clients, when I did, last January, I nearly doubled my average monthly income. I had money coming in from the most unexpected sources in amounts that were much higher than I expected. I negotiated a much better rent on my apartment, saving myself a couple $100s a month. I paid off all of my credit cards and raised my credit score by over 30 points. And on top of that, I also lost 5 unwanted pounds without really making any major changes to my lifestyle because that was part of my well-rounded manifestation. It wasn't just about the money. It was about getting healthier. It was about enjoying my home. It was all of this other stuff. But I'm not the only one who got results. We also have this client who is Tiffany, who is celebrating a great couple of weeks at work. She's also another hypnotist with more appointments than in all of December, more connection with her husband, and excitement for healthier food choices and movement in her body. Another client said, I'm all in. My mindset has shifted into a way more positive attitude. Doing this for 30 days, along with what I was doing before, has solidified into a routine that I will continue. And this one is from Meg, who one of her big goals was to spend less time online working on her business. And she said, thank you for this wonderful adventure. I've been making huge steps forward, manifesting my new life. So I wasn't very active in here. And she wasn't active because she just wasn't on Facebook. She was doing the practices, getting everything done, but not wasting time online. So, if you want to embody this in 2026, this is what the Soul Aligned New Year is all about. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat for you again and go through a little bit about what it is. So, this is a 30-day step-by-step journey to get clear, get connected, and consciously create a year that feels guided, grounded, and overflowing with abundance. This isn't just surface level manifesting. This is full body, soul anchored transformation. And it's all about walking away with clarity, alignment, releasing that resistance, making those subconscious shifts and mostly having those results unfolding immediately. Like I said, when I took all of those screenshots, those were all from like halfway through the program last year. They weren't after. So people were getting results so, so fast. And it's all about having that identity and the new momentum going forward with you. And that's what this journey is all about. It's perfect for spiritual entrepreneurs, soul seekers, anyone who wants a reset in 2026, anyone who wants to really start to manifest with intention, and anyone craving alignment over hustle. So, if you want to step into the new year with clarity and confidence and a vision that actually excites your soul, this is a program for you. And if you want a manifestation process that blends emotional healing, subconscious programming, and action so you actually begin receiving right away, this is the program for you. It includes 30 days, 30 daily manifestation practices. It's practices, techniques, tips, something every day, sometimes a couple each day. Meditations, mini hypnosis sessions, other recordings and practices. It includes our exclusive Facebook community to share our wins because as you manifest in the collective, it just increases your vibration and becomes even more powerful. There will be a live welcome call on Zoom to kick off the challenge, and we will have weekly live Q&A calls on Zoom as well. So that is what is included. What does it cost? The price on this is normally $222, but from now until midnight tomorrow night, you can get in at 80% off, which is only 44.44. So again, make sure that link is in there. I think it is. So this link has the coupon code attached to it. So this discount goes away tomorrow night at midnight. And once it's gone, it's gone. Here's what happens after midnight tomorrow night. It goes up to 70% with a limited number available, then 60, then 50, and then after Sunday night at midnight, it's going up to full price forever. So make sure you grab your spot now so we can begin manifesting together on January 1st. This begins on January 1st. It will be delivered right to your inbox and in the online portal. And does anyone have any questions on anything we covered here today? Go ahead and put them in the chat if you have questions. If not, then we are just about done for today. So I'll give anyone a shot. I'm gonna stop the screen share so I can see some people. I think everyone has their cameras off anyway, but that's okay. So if there are no questions, then we are done for this evening. Thank you guys again so much for being here, and I will talk to you guys all soon. Have a wonderful night.